What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Comics Unleashed. It's Saturday night. You know what we're going to do. We're going to be talking comics. And with me this week is the one and only Dan Kelly. Dan, tell them where they can find you when you're not here doing Codex things.
Well, first, let me throw these comments up because we have all of our loyal fans that were in the chat 5 minutes before
we started.
So, yeah. You check me out on Instagram, Dan Kelly. At Dan Kelly Art. Post a few times a week and got a bunch of sketch covers I'm working on now because why not?
Right.
You'll be seeing more of those posted. But go check it out. Give me a follow. I think I'm like right about 900. Let me check because I just got a new follower the other day. I'm at 899.
Oh, look at that. On the verge.
So if I can get 100 more by the end of the year, and I'll do some kind of giveaway when I start getting closer to 1,000. I'll announce some kind of giveaway. I don't know. Maybe I'll give out a Slab sketch cover or something. I don't know.
1K for DK.
1K for DK. That's right.
I'll cut off a digit and send it to him.
No, you might need that to draw.
Yeah. You don't need the pinky, but you want to introduce that guy right below you.
Oh, well, I mean, I think we all know who that is. It's the wheeling, dealing, styling and profiling, jet setting, limousine riding, son of a gun. Spent more on comics this week than you made in an entire year, and he's about to show them all to you. The Ric Flair of comics. Woo! That's Uncle Gary.
Thank you for that, Dan. Appreciate it. You can see me live and in person like Comic Logic. We're Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. We're in the Northern Virginia area. If you are near that, you come see us. You can see me. You can see Mighty Mike Harvey. You can see Rob Kalin, our principal owner. Every Wednesday, we were all together when we were getting our new books, because those new comic books, we get the 4-color ink. We get it put right into your veins. Makes you strong. Makes you swole. Told you that a million times. You start lifting a single book, then a stack, then a short box, then a long box. Next thing you know, you're jacked and you're packed. Also, do some push-ups, baby. Come see us. We got some really good events coming up in May. Free comic book day.
Well, about the push-ups too, real quick. Everyone realized show off
the pythons.
See, he's not. When Uncle Gary does push-ups, he's not pushing.
He's pushing the earth down.
Pushing the earth down.
Earth downs all day.
So if you're ever walking around and you feel the ground shaking a little bit, that's because
it's not a 5.2 earthquake. It's Uncle Gary getting his 370 in.
It's rumbling. It's 420.
420.
Yeah. 3 days a week, 420. Yep. So not bad for
420, which is a funny number to pick for the guy that's perpetually sober.
Hey.
Did Chris pick that number for you?
Hey, what did you say I was doing though?
What did I say?
Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's Earth
Day.
The see what I did there? I connected that.
Which is funny because on Earth Day, when he did his push-ups, he had on a full Captain Planet costume. He had the wig. He went full body paint on it too, and then did his push-ups in the yard.
Then turned into Don Cheadle.
And he started. You're a tree, and all the ladies in the neighborhood lined up around on the way like the Italian dads stand on the sidewalk and watch construction
sale on
sites.
a normal Sunday morning.
All the ladies in the neighborhood were lined up on the sidewalk across the street watching.
Yeah, well, that's not going to do any good because there's a redhead. There's a redhead that they would all get killed by. So, and me too. So I ain't scared of no man, but I'm scared of her. So there you go.
I'm scared of woman.
Woman.
Need to get that no ma'am shirt that Alpha needs to wear.
At Comic Logic, we digress. At Comic Logic, we have some really good events coming up in May. We have Free Comic Book Day, which is just less than a week away now. So would have been, I guess, just next Saturday, about 12 hours earlier. We'll be in the midst of it. We will have Diana Lee Ansanto there, who is martial arts royalty. She is, her father is Daniel. That's right. There's a character she plays in Star Wars. Her father is Daniel.
Yep. Buddy gave me today to send up to get
There you
signed
go.
by her for
And
him.
that's going to get signed. And her godfather's Bruce Lee. So it doesn't get any more, the lineage doesn't get any more royal than that. So please come see her. We'd love to see you, plus all the regular free comic book day shenanigans. 2 more weeks after that, we will, on Sunday, May 18th, we will have our spring lot con. And that's when we turn our parking lot into a mini Comic Con. We will have there'll be comics, there'll be toys, there'll be local artists, local authors. There will be jewelry. There will even be tattoo artists there. So if you want to get tatted up, you want to get that special tramp stamp for someone special, you can do that right then, right there. Whatever you want, wherever you need, come get the tattoos there right outside Comic Logic. Then
Sal's going to get a tramp stamp of
there you go.
So.
Well, yeah. Can't add to that. Maybe you put condiments on it, but I don't know. We will also have at the end of the month, May 31st, June 1st, we'll be setting up the Big Lit Comic Con, which is a mid-sized Comic Con set up at the Dulles Expo Center out here. So we will be set up there. Comic Logic will be there. Come see us there if you wish. I'll be there. Come out and meet me. I only charge a buck a picture. There you go. Chris will be there. Chris messaged me a lot later than when you contacted me. He did have that book, Dan, but thanks for checking.
Oh, yeah, he did get it?
He got it. So thanks for checking.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I bought it.
Well, you may have a better copy than he has. So if you don't need it.
Well, I was checking. I was showing it to Jamie, Chris. And I was like, all right, if Chris needs it, it's going to him. If he doesn't need it, it's going into the giveaway.
Well, there you go. That sounds like a perfect. And our last event I want to tell you about is on Sunday, June 8th. We'll have the one and only Jim Calafori there at Comic Logic as an in-store signing. He is known for under nice man. He did a great run on leading Megaopolis with an independent book with Gail Simone and surviving Megaopolis with her, and also an independently creator published book called Ned, Lord of the Pit. Volume 1 came out a few years ago, and Volume 2 he just released in the past 6 months or so. Dan's on his Kickstarter, and Dan's already got the second volume. I don't have the second volume yet, so I'm happy to get it. So he'll be signing those copies. He'll be doing free quick sketches. So come out, see him, and come to Comic Logic. We would love to see you there. This is also when we want to give some love to the Comic Character of the Day site, founded by our good buddy Archduke Kevy. Dan has been running that site for him for the past several months there, and he's been doing a hell of a job. We're in the midst of Justice League month, and myself, or Talking Geek, usually does a cover of the day, and sometimes you can get 2 a day. And Dan always has a great random panel, great question of the day. It's a great forum for us to meet, talk, and all things comics. So please check out that site. So enough about all that. Let's go to the fellow up there with the headband. The one, he has to wear that headband because all the sweat that he put in building this station that broadcasts these wonderful comic thoughts out through the airwaves, not just in this country, but all around the world. And to create a station like that broadcasts that far, it took serious mental and physical sweat. So that's why it's right there above his brow. So when the body sweats, it catches it. When the big brain sweats, it catches it. It's all there. That's why he has to wear that bandana, because he is sweating for you, building more content. J-Dub.
Thank you for that, Uncle Gary. As always, killing it with the Ultimate Warrior. I love it. You're not the Ric Flair of comics.
He doesn't have enough roid rage to be the Ultimate Warrior.
I don't know those.
That was in the past.
Yeah.
I used to be a much angrier man.
Yeah,
things have settled down since I.
Things have mellowed out.
They have mellowed. You can ask the redhead about that. Since I left Metro, where I was for 30 years, and had to be a hard ass every damn day because I was running crews of men. running the work crews
Yeah.
and all that. And I was the lead man, so I had to be a hard ass every day. So I have mellowed since then.
I can't even picture you being like, "Oh, Mr. Keith, stick around. We need to talk to you, sir." But I can't picture you as a
Chris runs crews of men too, but
for $1 a
he
man.
does it in a little bit.
He runs men on cruises. That's what it is.
Thank you.
He runs crews of men kind of that are all dressed like the village
And
people.
real fast, give that up to Precious. It was her idea to start doing those reviews. So
And she's done a hell of a job. Yeah.
she is. She's getting more views than I am for obvious reasons.
Well, people would rather look at her than you.
Yeah, and she's much better at doing things than I am. But you guys can find us over at thecodexstation.com, your one-stop shop for everything Codex. Get some merch, meet the team, let us know what you like and don't like, and find us on
all of the socials, because we are positively dripping with the socials. We are infected with the socials. And we, as a group, would like nothing better than to give them to you.
Yes. All right. Now that we got some business out of the way, how is everybody doing? I know I've had an exciting day. I stopped at a new comic shop today.
Here's my day.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good day.
Here's just my.
I'm not going to show it all off. I'm not going to show it all off tonight because that would be a lot.
Man,
so
from what I've heard,
tonight.
you need the wide angle lens to show it all off.
Yeah. that little overhead shot.
So I'll show off the stuff that I think would please Gary the most.
That's usually what we have to
all
do.
of the
And I got one for him.
all of the Justice League books. Because half that box is about half that box is Justice League.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
Gary has peanut butter flavored socials. Yeah. Well, and Chris loves to lick peanut butter.
Yeah. What are we doing? No.
I don't know.
Oh God. But yeah, it was
Chris. Yeah, we were watching WrestleMania last week. That was the dumbest thing in the world. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
But it was fun. And when you're watching with a group of Neanderthals, that makes it even better. But the last match Saturday night, oh my God, the mixer, right, Chris? The mixer was ridiculous. Stupid.
Oh.
You guys should have FaceTimed Sonny to watch it too. I think he was watching it. He did one of his
I said I watched the whole thing.
That's what you got. That you should have live streamed all of you guys watching.
Literally, when we were doing our show that night, I was looking up what was happening.
Sonny did. Sonny made one of his
shorts.
One of his shorts about it. Like, oh, this guy happened. This guy happened. He's like, Travis Scott. Mick Foley's the real Cactus Jack.
I'm surprised Sonny doesn't reenact it with action figures, and that's how they get.
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
And that's how they get destroyed.
He can't reenact it with action figures. He doesn't have enough that are actually still complete.
I guess at this point he's got the Amputee Love action figures.
He doesn't need the book.
What'd you say?
I said he doesn't need the book.
The grind her right into nuts. Yeah, it was. That was so stupid, Chris. That was so stupid. Oh my God. But it was a dumb time.
Where did everybody go?
I don't know what happened. I hit a button. Go back. Don't hit buttons. Don't hit buttons.
I come back. He goes out.
Well, that's because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Play amongst yourselves. I can figure this out.
Yeah. Oh God.
He's all
I stopped at a new shop in Appleton, which is about 30 minutes north of my normal shop. And it was completely different. Like nothing at all was organized.
Yeah, it sounds like one of the places I looked at.
But I found a cool book.
That I sent you a video that was just chaos.
What?
Oh Oh, Porky's is a great
We
one.
did watch Porky's, and we it's my idea to watch Porky's, to get a bunch of dumb around watching it. And what we, of course, all said was there's no way in hell that movie could be made today.
No. Same thing
No.
with Blazing Saddles.
No,
Blazing Saddles. I think Blazing Saddles is my favorite Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, I love Blazing Saddles, but I think, man, I love Young Frankenstein. I think more.
Yeah.
But though Young Frankenstein was Gene Wilder's idea, it was not Mel's.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't realize that until Gene had passed, and Mel went out of his way to say, "Hey, that was Gene's idea." Now I'm sure Mel added a lot of great stuff, in the collaboration, but the genesis of the idea was Gene's. So,
well, for Blazing Saddles, they tried to turn it into a TV show after the fact, and they shot a pilot, and Louis Gossett Jr. was the one that played the sheriff on it, and obviously it didn't get picked up. But if you get the DVD of it, or at least the DVD I have, it's got the pilot episode on there. And you're watching the movie, you're like, there's no way that you could turn this into a TV show. But then again, they did turn Animal House into a show that ran for like 10 episodes.
Well,
so
the fact that
it featured a young and very, very hot Michelle Pfeiffer on it.
I won't trade my LCS because I really do like them, but I'll stop at other shops just to see what they do. Like,
Oh, anytime I'm in a new area, the first thing I do is like, all right, where's the closest comic
No,
shop
I don't think that's cheating. That's giving business to the industry. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
To me, it's sharing the wealth a little bit, because if you put something up there, it's community. You're helping out no matter what.
That's right.
I don't buy anything at other shops that I get from my LCS. The one I go to doesn't really carry back issues, and I get my poles there. I get bags and boards and that stuff there. Since they don't really carry back issues at the one I go to, they do at the Frederick location. Like, any stuff I buy at another shop is something I wouldn't have bought.
And you're not going to get discounted at another shop either.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
Yeah, for new stuff and all. Yep, absolutely.
All right, let's say we're jumping into this episode and show off some books.
So,
I got some show off too that I also got today.
Well, look at this.
Because you are in the presence of a champion
for your football league. Nice.
Yeah, and so we got the thing here with all the winners, and then the COVID year. He didn't do the league, and then he didn't do it for like 2 years after that before he decided to restart it. And then my buddy Mike won it last year, and when I picked it up from him today, he's like, yeah, I was supposed to get it, the year and his team name on there. He's like, but I was too lazy too. I went, that's fine. I'm probably not going to do mine either because I'm too cheap.
There you go. So that goes to the winner every year?
Yes. And then you can put, then you could change the picture on it too. Yeah. So if you see, the picture, it's just like it keeps. If you actually saw it in person, like it just keeps going back in the same picture. So I might do that.
Infinity loop.
Yeah, I don't know. I might just take a picture of my dick and put it on there, and for next year, be like, "Here you go, guys, enjoy the trophy." And I'll glue it on there so they can't take it off.
There you go.
I mean, gotta have priorities.
Got it. There you go.
All right. Ready to jump in this episode? Let's show off some stuff. Plus, I want to announce our giveaway winner.
Oh, there we go. There you go.
All right. We will see you guys in about.
That would be cool. A comic book comic shop. In Virginia, there's somewhere where I had to, like a couple years ago, I had to babysit my wife's cousin's kids overnight because her cousin was going on a work trip and her husband works at nights in security. So I was like, yeah, I'll go there and spend the night and like get the kids on the bus the next day. And like I said, on the way back, I'm like, I'm gonna see where there's a comic shop. I've never seen it before where there were two different comic shops literally across the street from each other. I'm like, how do two comic shops survive here? But I'm going to both of them.
All right. We'll see you guys in about 30 seconds.
Grab my back.
I lied. We don't have a ticker anymore, so 10 seconds it was.
10 seconds left. So you made Dan run for nothing.
I did. Guys, welcome back to another Comics Unleashed. Thank you for taking a little bit of your time on Saturday night to see off what we got this week. And look, Dan's back.
God damn it! That
We don't
wasn't
have a
30
ticker.
seconds.
Lied. There's no
Yeah.
ticker there.
We don't got a ticker anymore. I forgot. But cool thing is,
Heather's is a good one.
we are going to announce our giveaway winner. And if you guys don't remember, the giveaway was, let me just get the books here. Rand Thanagar War, complete set, and Avengers Thunderbolts.
I'm back.
Shit, Dave disappeared. And the winner this month
Can't see me.
is Mr. Keith.
Yeah, that's it. That was it. Mr. Keith,
What?
Congratulations.
congratulations.
So, Mr. Keith, if you could go to thecodexstation.com, send us an email with your information, and I will get these shipped out to you ASAP. And a cool thing is, he was another member. So for that $1 a month, it seems like the members are getting some stuff here. Definitely go check us out. Sign up for the $1 a month. You earn it in automatically for every giveaway we do. Go do it.
Well, I just saw one of our $1 a month clients today. Liz came by for a tour today.
Oh, did she?
Mhm.
Giveaway for me, Richard. I always have you down.
Richard, we have the it's like if there was a whiteboard where we just wrote down the giveaway, the people that entered the giveaway every month. Yours is the name that's not written in dry erase. It's just written in Sharpie.
There you go. Permanent. Permanent.
All right. So I will start this one off, if you guys don't mind. Yeah. Don't do that, please. I feel so horrible.
Evidently, he didn't need much impetus to quit that job.
No.
So, yeah. The wind blew in his direction. I'm quitting my job.
Right. All right. Let's get into this. So start off with some independent goodness. Go with G.I. Joe #6.
There you go.
Digging it. Really digging the series. Next up, this is issue 2 of Assorted Crisis Events.
There you go.
This is actually, the first book was fun. This one I'm interested in.
What's that about? I read.
It's like a post-apocalyptic anthology.
Oh wait, I remember you talking about that when you got the first issue. That it
Yeah.
was like all the people are just used to just living with this chaos and might be walking down the street and all of a sudden they like step into ancient Rome or something.
Yeah, and they're just like, this is normal.
Yeah.
Next up from Image, Bug Wars #3. I am actually really loving this book. It's like if Honey, I Shrunk the Kids met like every war movie. And
so they like fight the bugs?
yeah, there's a whole war going on.
Like Starship Troopers?
Yes. But
Okay.
like it's a little bit more entertaining in my eyes. Next up is the one I can never pronounce, so that's why we have it, Uncle Gary, the Suffering Succotash from the Abyss.
Epitaphs from the abyss.
I really love this cover.
It's Bermejo. I know. That is a great cover.
Moving on to Boom. We have issue 6 of Minor Arcana.
It's a neat cover.
This book has been really, really good. It started off really slow, and now it's like I'm just invested. Like and it's kind of hard to get me invested in certain independents, but that one actually, after issue 3, got really good. Speaking of another great book, this is from Dark Horse. This is Those Not Afraid, #4.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of that guy.
So did I ever tell you the premise of this one?
Carry a hammer.
No.
Okay, so the premise of this one is there's a serial killer podcast, and the guy's talking about basically who had the most kills as a serial killer. 2 serial killers find out about this and are trying to beat the record, and you're trying to figure out who they are. as is going on. Because there's people that are friends with the podcaster that seem like they might be the actual killers. But at the same time, it's like you don't know which direction they're going in. So it's like you don't know who to trust in that one.
That's just wholesome entertainment.
Yes.
Okay.
One that Precious picked up that I still haven't read yet, but it's issue 2 of. It's Robot Todd, and I can't tell you what it's about because I don't know. But the covers are cool.
Robot Todd.
Yeah, and I don't. Floating World Comics.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, but like, just the interiors. It's just a different feel.
Yeah, that is.
Jeff Lemire-ish.
Definitely.
Except more polished.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Are we on gate?
Yeah.
Be honest, if Precious, and I don't know what your guys' budget is, but
whatever she puts on the list now, that's what our budget is.
I was gonna say, if it was possible, would she just pick up every single book that comes out every week? Or is there ever anything that she goes, I don't want that?
No, there are some she won't get. But when it comes to independence, she literally will sit there and thumb through them real fast and be like, okay, this looks cool. No. All right, this one definitely. And I'm like, don't you want to know who the creative team is? And she goes, no. I'm like, well, you keep picking out the same people. That's what I'm asking. All right, now we're into Marvel. So we got The Avengers, number 25.
Very good.
Nice.
Still digging The Avengers. Can't ever get rid of them. One book that I actually, it's like my sleeper book, is The Infinity Watch. I still think it's a cool concept. So.
What issue is that on now?
4. And I think it's a 12 issue, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was going.
The book I couldn't wait for because I was hoping they do this this pairing for a battle: Predator versus Spider-Man.
Yeah, they had some of the people at the shop. They liked it. They said it was very violent. Those, and usually Spidey's not in.
I heard that they were surprised it's not a Red Band book. So, and Talking Geek, she has not ventured into that realm yet, so I'm afraid to, because then it means a lot of trades.
I don't remember seeing that this week. Our shop must have sold out of it because I think I would have picked that up if I saw it.
All right. Well, keeping on the Spider-Man train here, The Amazing Spider-Man number 2. I don't know.
I'm having trouble with the art on that.
Yeah, the first issue, me and her had that conversation today. It's like she was reading X-Men and she's like, I hate when the first issue doesn't feel like a fresh start. Like you can jump in and that's your starting point. And I said the same thing with Spider-Man. She was like, no, she's like, if you didn't read the last series, you have no idea what's going on in this one.
Yeah, I didn't, he's apparently Peter's dating this one girl. I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been dating her for a while.
Yeah, like since issue 60 of the last series. So it went to 70. So the last 10 issues, 11, including one.
Yep.
But yeah, I like Pepe Larraz's art too, and he did the art on Big Game, the Mark Millar book.
Yeah.
That like took all of the different Mark Millar verse properties and put them together, and his art was spectacular on that. That's why when this came out, I'm like, oh man, Pepe Larraz on Spider-Man, this is gonna be great. And I bought the first issue, and I was like, this is terrible. Like this just I don't know what.
I didn't like it. I didn't like how Peter Parker looked.
No,
yeah. No, it's just
cutesy. He's too cutesy. I just didn't like it.
Well,
no, I didn't like it either. Like I said, I like his art, but yeah, it didn't do it for me.
Right. So for something not so cutesy, I'm gonna go with issue 4 of Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, that's not so cutesy.
Yeah. I still like their teams.
Helmet in comics.
Yes. Another not so cutesy book, more of a murder.
Like Infinity Watch.
I don't think so. No, but I do. So thanks. Eddie Brock, Carnage number 3, just for sale. While he's sitting there eating meatballs at his beach house.
Sal's got what, 8 copies of that?
Probably 8 copies of just the A cover alone. A book that I'm actually really enjoying, and it's an event. One World Under Doom #3.
Great cover.
Cover.
Oh, where are we at here? Jeez, I haven't kept up with the chat. Again, with the Ultimate Universe, I'm digging everything that they're doing. And issue number 15 of Ultimate Black Panther.
What's the storyline in that right now?
This one I haven't caught up on yet. I'm caught up on, unfortunately, X-Men and Spider-Man. So I'm behind on this and Wolverine right now.
Because I read that up to, I want to say, like issue 10 or 11. So I don't know how the storyline.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so I don't know how that one resolved, and I was just wondering what that is.
So we got some facsimile goodness today,
Ooh.
as usual, because Uncle Gary got me on this train and I never jumped off. Uncanny X-Men 134.
There you go. Black Queen, baby.
Good.
Redhead in a corset. You can't go wrong there.
And then following that up, we have X-Men number 15.
I thought you didn't like that whole Dark Phoenix storyline.
I did not, but I'm still getting it because I am a completionist, and one of the things I'm going to do, because everyone always gives me crap about not liking X-Men, I'm really trying, and I actually am getting used to liking them. Like, I want to see it. Now I want to go back because of the fact that there's so many references in X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and all the other series. It's like insane.
I mean, look, I love that era X-Men, and I'm, a big Claremont fan, but I can also totally see why someone would say they don't like it, because it is he's very verbose with his writing, especially the end of Dark Phoenix when, after Jean kills herself and Cyclops is doing this all this dramatic, stuff and dialogue. Like, you don't need that. And he was on the book so long, which was good, but at the same time, like, he would start these story threads and never finish them, and like, oh, I'm going to tie this up later, and then never get to it. And, so I can see why, even though I like it, I can clearly see why some other people might not.
Yeah. And I am, since starting all of this, I'm more open to things, like trying to read them and go back, because literally Uncle Gary and me have had conversations on the phone going like, hey, you might not like it then, but you're going to probably like it now. Why don't you try this? And then he'll tell me about books I've never heard of that I'm collecting now, like, and loving every single one of them.
Have you read the 12 yet? We reviewed that a couple weeks ago.
That's on it's the second book on my pile that I have to jump on now, because I'm working my way through all my trades.
Yes, Sonny. So good. It's such a great book. Yeah.
Sonny loved it. And he sent that to us, I think, for Christmas.
Yeah. I was surprised he suggested that for us to read it. Mike and I had read it, and we're like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
It's so good.
Another one that I do
follow up on it.
Yeah, another one I do like, because I like the writer. The art's just trippy. Absolute Martian Manhunter #2.
That is a trippy cover.
Yeah, it is. I flipped through the first issue at the shop, and it looked very surreal.
All right, so Batman got me this week, unfortunately. I bought issue 159. Yeah,
Richard. Yeah, Sal just choked on that meatball sub.
We did.
Yeah.
But I got the A cover because my boy Red Hood's on there.
Yep.
And then I got another one. I think this is the B cover. Yeah, it's the Lotto.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
Did you read that one yet?
No, I did not. I just got these today, so I've not had a chance to read anything. Did
you read that one yet, Gary?
I did. I read it today. I liked it.
There was one thing in it, and I don't want to say it to spoil it for Jamie or anyone else that hasn't read it, but I think if you've read it, you'll know. There's one thing that Batman did in it, then I was like, no.
It was the Michael Scott moment. No.
I think you probably could figure out what it is I'm talking about, but I was like, no.
All right.
Yes.
Well, facsimile time again. I got Brave and the Bold, #60, Teen Titans.
There you go. Okay, so that is significant. Nice. Second appearance of the Teen Titans, first Wonder Girl.
First Wonder Girl? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she wasn't part of the original team. It was Robin, Aqualad, and Kid Flash.
And that was Brave and the Bold 54.
Yeah.
So the 60. Yep. So that's a good facsimile to have, buddy.
See, now I'm learning something I didn't even know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Harley Quinn, number 50.
I like cover. Nice.
That is
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Let's be friends. Stay there. Okay. We have Justice League Unlimited number 6, and this is a candidate for cover of the year.
Yeah, that's a good cover.
Nice.
That's really nice.
That's a cool cover. Is
That's
that
a good
Bermejo?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
wait. Yeah,
Looks like Bermejo.
it is.
I didn't realize that's the second part of this crossover story. I missed getting World's Finest, and my shop was sold out of it. So I guess I'll have to find it online to read it before I can read the Justice League.
Yeah, I'll try to. Well, the first part is several years ago, so you don't have to read it, but you want to have it. Yeah.
Well, no, because it said the World's Finest was the one that came out last week. That's part 1.
No, but the storyline takes place several years back, is what there's.
Oh,
It's a flashback storyline, and then
Okay.
the current book is a current storyline where the flashback has relevance.
Okay.
gotcha.
Well, next up from the Absolute line, Wonder Woman number 7.
Mm-hmm. I read that today too. That was really good.
Yeah. That's been the book that's been constantly amazing.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Next up, Flash number 20.
That's an interesting cover.
Yeah, definitely different.
I don't like the new suit they put him in.
Yeah. But we got Green Lantern number 23, or Green Arrow, I should say.
Yeah, I almost picked up that cover. I like that cover. I was on the edge. I'm trying to get
That's
as
cool.
many variants.
Yeah.
But that one was a tough cut that I didn't get.
And then another good one, and I'm fighting myself if I want to put this on a contender list or not, but Green Lantern number 22.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool cover. Absolutely.
Yeah, so power.
He's smirking.
Well, they've done absolute what? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman,
Flash.
Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern. They've done all the big 7 except for Aquaman. And didn't they say they were going to do an absolute Teen Titans, or am I making that up?
I think I've heard something about this.
I
don't
think
you're
so.
making it up. All right. Another trippy cover, but this is Green Lantern Dark number 4.
Yeah, that's very trippy.
Oh, wow.
And then lastly for my pulls, because I do have 2 back issues. Man, I'm going in and out of focus here. There you go, hopefully. Superman. Get in focus. If I can. Come on. Number 25. If I can get this going. There we go.
There it is.
That's a cool cover.
I read the new Green Lantern, not the Dark, but the new Green Lantern, and that was good. I liked it.
All right. Well, like I said, I got 2 back issues. So Dan, you want to take this
All
one?
right. Yeah. So I actually don't have any Marvel this week. I didn't realize until I was going through. It's like this is all DC and indie stuff. So yeah, I also got Batman 159.
Mm-hmm.
I asked the guys. I asked you too, Gary, because I asked at my shop. I said, "How were the sales of this compared to 158?" Where they said they sold more issues of that in one day than they've sold in Batman books for the previous 6 months. And I said, "Well, how were the sales on this one? I know there's not, a billion alternate covers and stuff." And they went, "Yeah, it's back to just being normal Batman sales."
Well, I'll have to see. And those big giant ones, those big, oversized books. Every issue is going to be one of those too.
Yeah. So I only read a couple books I picked up this week so far. I read that one first. I think it's better than the first part.
I agree.
And I was talking with him at the shop. I said, the first part was not a lot happened, but it was setting up the story, which if it's like a 12-part story, I'm fine with using the first part of it to just not have, a lot going on and just set it up. But if it's only a 6-part story, you're like wasting, one whole part of a sixth of the story just kind of getting stuff set up, and I feel like they could have just gotten into it a little bit faster.
Yeah, and I'm still confused on this whole aspect because I've heard it everywhere that it's supposed to be 6 issues now and 6 issues later.
Yeah, that's because originally it was supposed to be 12, and then they're like, no, now we're going to do 6. Then we're going to relaunch Batman with issue 1.
Yes.
Do however many issues, and then come back to it, which tells me
somebody's behind.
Well, Jim Lee's not the fastest penciler, and he never was, and especially now that he's got all the duties running DC. But the reason that they pushed it out early to get it now is so they could get, knowing what the sales numbers would be, so they could get this bump in sales numbers for the third quarter and then come back to it later. But it's just, it's very confusing the way that it's all set up.
Yeah, it's to me, it's a mess.
And then when they restart Batman with a new creative team, and then Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb come back on, so is that creative team just going to go on vacation for 6 months and then come back? Is it going to be another creative team? Who knows?
I have no idea.
And I got Green Arrow too, but it's the A cover.
It's cover I got. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm halfway through reading this. I like it. I like the direction on it now, where it's kind of back to Green Arrow being the socially conscious hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green Lantern 22 also, but again, just the A cover. But I like the whole don't mind me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
good book.
6.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. And Superman 25. And I also got the sketch cover, as I have not an exact idea of what I'm going to do on it, but I got a few Superman ideas to draw. So I was like, I put in to get a few sketch covers that are coming up that I actually have. Either I have ideas of what I want to do, or if it's something like they're doing sketch covers for that 2-part history of the DC thing, I was like, well, I'm going to get those because history of the DC, I could draw anything on it that happened in DC, so that gives me pretty good reign for that. Then for indies, I got 2 books: got Hornsby and Halo.
I still have not jumped on that yet.
I like that book. That's a fun book.
It's good. Yeah, it's fun. It's more. I don't want to say like a kid's book, because it's not really a kid's book, but it's closer to. It's like if you were going to the movies and you were looking at something like Geiger or like Rook, like that's the rated R action movie. Hornsby and Halo would be like the
Goonies
movie. That what?
It'd be like Goonies.
Yeah, it'd be like the PG movie that you could take the kids to see, but you're still gonna like it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Dust to Dust 5.
That I can't wait to read that. That book has been so good.
The artwork in it is gorgeous, and the first issue I read it, and I honestly was like, I don't really know what the story is after the first issue, and then, but I said, but it's 12 issues. Let's see, and then it's been slowly going. I think it was about, the second issue started. I was like, all right, I'm kind of getting an idea. By the third issue, I was like, okay, so this is what the story is going to be, and I got it, and then it's been building more and more. And then, I mean, J.G. Jones' artwork in it is just
gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's so amazing. Let me see if I can find a page that won't be a spoiler. But it's all this,
sepia
tone like this, and then there's occasional splashes of color which really stand out among all this. But yeah,
that's cool.
It's gorgeous. A mix of long and short arcs. Filler stories are nice now and then. The way I like it is I like them, some of these books to do one story arc, and then, if it's like 6 issues or 8 issues, 10 or whatever, do that story arc, and then have, like a 1 or 2 issue story, and then go on to the next arc, and then have like a 1 or 2 issue story.
I think a lot of times it's geared toward what they can put in a trade.
Well, yeah, that's especially now too. It's like, all right, I think that's why you see so many storylines that are 6 issues,
Yep.
6 issues long, because that's a good size to do a trade.
That's the sweet spot. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for the new stuff for me.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's since I was getting my WrestleMania on last week, let's do some of last week's book. There's that World's Finest that Dan needs there. So Dan,
hold that cover up again. I was making you. Man, that's a nice cover.
Yeah,
good cover.
Monkey digging Dan Moore's art.
Monkey business on there. So we'll I'll try to see if we have one on Wednesday when I go back.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Or Challengers of the Unknown. Man, I've been digging this book so much.
The last issue.
Yeah, so good.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
I like the thing at the end where it's like the challengers will be showing up throughout the year. I'm like, all right, bring it.
It's like the end of a Marvel movie.
Yep, it's good.
I keep picking it up if they made it a regular series.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good series. So that's Catwoman. Here's the Cho cover.
Ooh.
Oh wow, that's nice.
He's killing it on these. This was the Zatanna for last week, and I've read these. The Zatanna book is okay. I like the what was it? The House of Cards one that was out earlier, the miniseries. But the covers. It's worth buying Zatanna just for the covers.
Right.
It's got Jamie's boy Blue Devil.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
yeah, it does. This is the ultimate or the absolute Flash, which is interesting.
It's a better story so far in 2 issues than the Flash in 20.
You're right about that. Titans, a little bit of Deathstroke coming back. Some Nightwing.
I didn't even realize they had killed Deathstroke. I must have missed that or completely forgotten that they did it.
Yeah, I was in wasn't it in the big event that they killed him?
Was it? I guess I must have forgotten.
I love that cover.
That is cool. That was a great opening.
Good story too. Yeah.
I must have read that they killed him and just immediately been like, whatever. They're not going to leave Deathstroke dead.
This book kicks ass.
Yes.
This Tom King book here.
Precious loves that book.
Really great. I mean, I'm digging it. I'm digging the art in it too.
Is he the regular artist on the book?
Yeah.
Because I haven't been reading it, but I picked that one up because I said.
Oh, let's see. Is this a regular artist? March? Is it March? No, this isn't the regular artist, but it's good.
You're right, Talking Geek.
Yep.
Dark Crisis here.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been reading Wonder Woman, but you guys have been talking about how good it was, and I saw they got this two issue arc with Batman with this murder thing that sounds cool, so I'll pick that up and see it.
It's good. I love the first issue of it. Yeah. Superman special. Enjoyed that. And, had to get the Lobo cover.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. My main man himself. I'm not sure why I'm getting this, but I am. Ultimate Wolverine.
I do like that book.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I have the only Ultimate I'm getting still is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now I've dropped the others. They just aren't doing it for me. Captain America. This book's okay. I'm continuing to get it because they're keeping the legacy numbering. And I've got, Cap 100 up. So.
Ooh, no, Richard.
What'd you say? Lobo sucks up. Well, Richard's
on a hate train today.
I can't remember what it was. Richard has a reason for hating Lobo. So he does. Greg Land, X Factor.
Wait, are you reading Richard, are you reading Green Lantern Corps? Because your guy Dexstar showed up in the last issue.
That's what it is. Yeah, he hated what he did to Dexstar. That's what it was. Iron Man. Which is okay. Yeah, I like the Superman special too. I thought it was good. Wolverine 400.
About it is like everybody in Superman
That's a great book.
doesn't have to have Superman powers.
I like the back. It shows every issue.
Yeah. Yep. Every issue. Yeah, but I look at that and I go, see, there's all the issues. Got it. Yeah. So
Gary did it as like a checklist.
yes. Just all. Yes. All.
Yeah, check out issue 3 of Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
Daredevil Unleash Hell. Was Elektra. This is a pretty dark storyline. That's cool Ghost Rider cover on there too.
Yeah, it is.
Ghost Rider looks good.
Yeah, he does. This Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger. I love this cover.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh,
shooting the dude right in the head.
The cover for the next issue looks so good.
Yeah. So this is one tier below my cover of the year finalists. So it's almost was almost there. Flash Gordon. I really like this book. This is just a fun book.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, here we go.
Mad Cave's kicking back into gear.
Yeah, but nobody's kicking into gear like Ghost Machine.
No.
Great.
No.
The Northerner. I've been waiting for this cat. Oh my God, I love it.
Not what I expected.
Not quite what I expected either. I dig it, man.
Me too.
I want to know more.
Yeah.
I want to know more. Look at that confrontation between the Northerner. Northerner's a big dude too.
Yeah.
I love it. And come on, man. So good.
Oh, did you see they're starting another one shot with it? It was like the Sisterhood
Okay.
on Hyde Street.
Now can't wait to see it. This is so good. And evidently, you don't want to say that little punk Cub Scout's name 3 times or at all.
I feel like we've said it enough.
Yeah. You don't want to say his name. Little bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did someone mention my name? God, Frankie is awesome. He is an awesome little prick, is what he is.
They need to do a crossover that's him, where they need to do a crossover where Damian Wayne finds himself on Hyde Street and has to go against Pranky.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm putting my money on Pranky. All right. This is this week's book, and I've read this, The Metamorpho. It's fun. It's it's kind of a stupid fun book, and sometimes you want stupid fun. This is a really good book.
Yes.
This was an excellent book, and this is this week's book, and I've read it. This is the last issue of this, so there you go.
That kind of, on the right there, kind of looks like Parker Posey with the way the smile's drawn.
Well, yeah, the rest of it doesn't look like Parker Posey, though. But you're right. This book has just been, the covers are the best thing about this book. Harley Quinn A cover. Heavy is the head with a giant brain. There you go. So, also got the Green Arrow A cover, and I read this too. And I'm like Dan. I like the fact that he's being more of a social justice warrior, an environmental warrior kind of thing.
For the Power Girl books, since they canceled already, do you know what the print run was at the end? Because that last Power Girl series, there's some pretty pricey books at the end of that run, and the only reason is because the print runs were low.
Well, wasn't it also because Adam Hughes was doing some of the covers?
Well, yeah, that too. But it's also because, low print runs and good covers.
Yes, but I don't think these will, get anywhere near that. Who buys? Right, because I was looking at Playboys for the articles, Richard.
Yes.
I don't know. My mom used to watch Baywatch because she's like, I really like the stories. I'm like, all right, Mom.
I like the stories too. All right, there's the I guess the beat cover, Kubrick cover for the Batman.
That is a cool cover.
I like Dan. I read this. I liked this better than I did part 1. Part 1 was kind of like boring, but this was interesting. But like Dan said, there's a part you're like, come on, man. No.
That's not Batman.
No. There is a real cool thing at the end, though, with a character that comes in, that has some information that, it's kind of interesting. So,
but I didn't like the way that he was drawn.
No, it was a weird look for that character.
the design wasn't great, and then it also made him look like, like what is he on Venom now too?
Yeah, but yeah, he's buffed up. But it
Rich.
was, but the content of what was said was intriguing.
Oh, very much so.
Like the Green Lantern. I like that too. Don't mind me, Hector Hammond, big head Bama, and
big head Bama.
It's a big head Bama. All right, Justice League. This was a really fun book. I really liked it a lot. So yeah, it's really good. I think this is really going to be a good crossover, between World's Finest and Justice League. Haven't read it yet. Trippy as hell cover. Martian Manhunter. It's the A cover. So
lots of color.
Yeah, lots of covers. So
how many books do you guys think that they're going to introduce in this absolute line? Because they've already got 6 of them out now, right?
7 is right. Or
wasn't at one point, weren't they contemplating redoing all of the DC books into an absolute line? Was that
they were? But I've also heard it was only supposed to be a 2-year deal.
Okay.
Because it's also dependent on how long those original creative teams stay on the books. But
right,
like we keep introducing them real fast, whereas it's kind of their version of Marvel's Ultimate line, and Marvel the original time didn't have a ton of ongoing ones, and they introduced them. They staggered them a lot more.
So I got the trade for this. I got the series when it came out a few years ago, but I got the Gotham City Year 1 trade. Nice. So
that's cool.
This is by King. If Precious hasn't read this, she would really like it. This is a really good
one.
Story. Yeah.
Gotham City Year 1.
Yeah, it's got Phil Hester's art, and I like it. It's got a kind of cartoony style to it, but it's a style that I'm good with.
Yeah.
He's good for doing that crime noir stuff.
Yeah, he is. And this is what this book is. We're dealing with Slam Bradley. Yeah. Slam Bradley, as everybody knows, predates Batman because Slam Bradley was in Detective 1.
And he slammed Selena before Bruce did.
Yeah, he slammed. Let me tell you something. There's somebody he slams in here too. So just letting you know. So, all right.
I don't know. I actually like, I like a lot of the stuff DC is putting out right now.
Yeah,
the main line. I think this All In has been, not everything's been a home run, but a lot of it's been really good.
Yeah, All In's been really good. I'm looking for, I can't wait for the sequel, Balls Deep, because that's really good.
Talking about Balls Deep.
Yeah, All In, and then Balls Deep. Absolutely. I haven't read this one yet, but this series has been terrible. And the art, this art, I just don't like it. It just doesn't do it for me, So, but I shall.
I miss reading The Flash, but I just got to the point months ago. I was like, I'm just getting zero enjoyment out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not giving them my money anymore for this. And I keep waiting for you to come on. You guys come on one week, be like, oh man, this issue of Flash was great. It's finally back, so I can start picking it up again.
Well, you're not getting that report yet. So Vigilante.
I heard that's fun.
Yeah. I'm in Peacemaker. Yeah. So I enjoyed the first issue. So I'm sure
Peacemaker main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So are they making?
I didn't watch Sunday night. I hear the Peacemaker won.
So are they making him like he is in the Peacemaker show? In the comic there?
This one, there wasn't a whole. It was more about Vigilante, the first issue, but the last.
Are they making Vigilante like he was in Peacemaker?
I haven't watched the Peacemaker show, so I'm behind on that. Yeah, I hate the new Flash. So here's that Spider-Man. I'm just not. I mean, I'll read number 2. This is just, I don't know. This is Peter Parker. What is this, boy romance? Peter Parker.
That's my biggest problem. It's like he looks like it's like Twilight Spider-Man.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Exact, James. No, you hit the nail on the head, baby. That's exactly what it's like, and it's just not doing it. I did get a cool variant cover though.
Of course.
Oh, what's up?
Bend over. Oh, she's bending over. Yep. So,
is she even in the book?
Is that Then
I don't
taking their
know.
3D cover?
Yeah,
They're coming right at me.
exactly. Man, they hit me in the face. That's not a bad thing. X-Force 10 or Legacy 300.
That's the last issue of that.
Yeah. So I'll read that. The X-Men.
Yeah.
The comics.
I still love Stegman's art no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't, and him being on the book along with Jed, just like yeah.
Avengers. A book I didn't pick up last week, but I was talked into getting it this week because it seemed like it was stupid fun. Was Godzilla and the Hulk?
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, so stupid
That
fun.
the way the eyeball is drawn on Godzilla there
It's the original Godzilla.
Yeah, kind of looks like a googly eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Deadpool, Wolverine. So.
With that, like I said, Strife with the most in a medium that has ridiculous costumes. That helmet is got to be top 10 most ridiculous things ever created.
Listen, we just went from having comic character week with one of the coolest helmets with Black Manta to what the hell was that? Yep. One World Under Doom. That is a cool cover. I almost got the Del Otto cover.
Yeah, I seen that too, and I was like,
Doom was he's trying to fist you, and I couldn't have that. Nobody wants to be iron fisted, or maybe they do. It's not me though. Werewolf by Night, bagged. Quit doing the red band stuff. It's stupid. We don't care, and we got to cut the damn bag off and not damage the book getting it out. Just knock it off, Marvel. Come on, nobody needs that shit. All right, Epitaphs from the Abyss.
That's how you really feel.
Yeah, there you go. Epitaphs from the. I shouldn't waffle or vacillate. You know, Epitaphs from the Abyss. That Bermejo cover is just
Suffering Succotash from the Abyss is always good.
Yeah, there you go.
Great one.
What Bermejo? Let me tell you, he's probably my cover of the year artist at this point. For sure.
Here's another one, like where
I like that one. That one's creepy.
Oh, is that Derek Robertson?
Yeah.
It's
a dentist. It's a dentist office problem. Yeah, choking him with dental floss.
I was gonna say that's the deleted scene from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dan, this is a fun book. It's the Goonies, man. Come on.
All right, now I gotta definitely pick it up.
It's just that kind of mentality. You know?
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. It's fun. It's fun. Like Dan said, you go to take your kids to it, and you like it too.
I took Emily to see the Goonies when they replayed it in the theater a couple weeks ago, and I was so happy when we came out. And I was like, "How did you like it?" She's like, "Yeah, I liked it." I'm like, "It doesn't. That makes me feel so good."
I'm really eager to read this book. I read issue 1 and loved it. Out of Alcatraz.
Yes, that book is amazing.
I can't. Yeah, look, and that's a cool cover. I really dig that cover. But yeah,
I will pick that up this week, but I missed issue 1, so I'll have to see if they still have that.
Yeah, dug it, man. I really dug that book. Also, like Dan, and this is the most colorful cover they have done so far, which I find interesting. So, the other
couple issues didn't have those little extra splashes of cover. It was really only like last, like issue 4 that really started having a couple of those things.
Absolutely. We got the Mummy.
That's cool.
I've enjoyed all these monster books.
The universe.
Yep. And then for Superman Day, I got that's an alternate action one cover, which was really cool. So Dan, this is Dan's boy, Dan Mora.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like I said before, man. I love his art that he's got, that that mix of that like classic 70s, these kind of classic art feel, but has the energy of current stuff. And
then I got, of course, the action one, and I probably have I have 5 different versions of this book specs, where they've done this. But it's cool. I do like the fact that they put this in the original size. Okay.
Yeah.
So here it is, up against, one of the modern, this modern book. But this is how big the size.
I don't know how to take that, Talking Geek.
Did your package ever show up at store? Talking Geek, there's nothing that's come so far. I guess I told Rob about that, but maybe Rob hasn't let me know. I told him that something was going to be sent to me, so I will have to re-ask that question because as of Wednesday, unless he forgot. Well, Rob does get absent-minded sometimes.
He got mad about you guys messing with him. He's like, "This is mine."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say. Here's the other thing that's interesting. Action One, there were a couple black and white strips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jamie, did you pick up this too?
Oh yeah, I got that one, and I got the Superman issue 1 too as well.
Yeah. So what I like to, and the Detective 27 was done in this original format.
Yes, I have that.
What I like to say, if you're a completist and you want to complete, you say, I love that character, and I want to have every appearance of that character. Well, I got to tell you, if you're a fan of Zatara, sucks for you. Because Zatara is an Action Comics #1 first appearance. So good luck. And he does speak the spells backwards here. So that isn't just something that was used for his daughter. So that is all the way back. People who drive are bad drivers. There you go. So anyway, those are my books. I do have one back issue, so you want to show that now? What do you want?
You can show that now. I'll go and then Dan can end it.
Okay, and it's a quasi back issue. I just hadn't picked it up yet. This is the 1 in 25 Phoenix one.
Ooh. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Lynn? Oh, that's Lynn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chuck a bow wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. So
again, we all know,
what he's looking at. We
all know where he gets his inspiration from.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say he's wrong.
I mean, look, I'll be honest. There's some of these Instagram models I follow just because that do the cosplays. Just because occasionally I'll see something like that's screenshot like that's a good pose. Like the cosplayers, men and women. I'm like, oh, that's a good pose. I'll be able to use that for drawing whatever character and it'll be a good reference.
Dan, whatever you're saying to get yourself off the hook at home.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, was pretty good.
I mean that commission that I did for Adam. That's where I got the pose ideas from. Is from Instagram picture I saw.
Nice.
I may knock it with Greg Land, but
Greg Land does some great covers. I'm not gonna. Yeah. he keep doing what you're doing, Greg.
All right. So one I got is actually technically an omnibus, but it's another manga, and it is Attack on Titan. This is volumes 13, 14, and 15.
Wow.
The book is thick.
Wow. Have you started reading it?
She's reading them. I'm allowed to read them when she's done.
Now, when you read them, is it weird, like reading it backwards?
It kills me. It just trying to read it like this is just totally different. But I used to read the Dragon Ball Z mangas because I really loved the show, and I got used to it. But then I stopped, obviously, because money when I was younger. But these now it's it's almost like a homework assignment trying to read these.
I guess our Hebrew friends are okay looking at it that way.
Yeah. Oh, so one I am happy about that I did find in the wild today. This sets me to I need 9 more issues, and I got the complete set.
All right.
Weird Mystery Tale number 9.
I knew it.
Oh, nice.
That's a beautiful. That's a good looking copy.
Yeah, it's real nice.
The only problem it has is the top corner right there.
Oh, that's a stellar.
Other than that,
that's a beautiful copy. That should be a Dominguez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So I have no luck finding that rights in one.
21. I think it's 21. The one with the werewolves.
Yes.
That is a good looking. I know that's a great book. That's a great book. But every book in that run's a really good cover.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait. Like I said, I want to have them all and then read it. But I am so happy with these because I've been thumbing through them, looking through everything, and it's just I can't wait. So thank you, Gary, for starting that addiction.
Well, hey, at least it's only a 24 issue addiction there.
Yes.
And
All right,
they're cool.
Dan.
And all those covers are so damn cool. Nice. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, showing the manga that I didn't see any of that at Time Warp today, but they did have a long box that was back issues of like the American comic printings of the Japanese comics, like they had, that are printed just like normal comics. But I know one guy came in and bought a bunch of stuff, but I just kind of flipped through it and I was like, oh, Captain Harlock, like I recognize that name and some of them. So I'm not, if you guys saw, I had the massive box of stuff because there was a comic and toy show today at the Bargain Barns in Hughesville, where I, which is about an hour and a half from me. So
was Damien there today?
What?
Was Damien at that show today?
No,
Okay.
no. It was all the money I spent was at Time Warp,
Okay.
and that was some people set up with different booths. My buddy bought some stuff from a couple of them. I spent all my money at Time Warp because, as I've said many times on here, I love that shop, and Keith that runs it is a great guy. I end up spending hours there just talking with him and digging through the back issue boxes. And he always gives good deals on books. And Talking Geek wants to know what some of the issues are you need, Jamie.
Of Weird Mystery Tales? I can tell you right now. I need 1 and 2, and I need 4 through 7. I need 17, 21, and 24.
24 is the issue.
So I'm almost there. Like my CLZ looks amazing right now.
Nice. So whenever I go there, like I could, always get a bunch of stuff and, find stuff that, find a couple, hidden gems in the dollar stuff too. And he's got other non-dollar stuff. And, like I say, always gives good deals, and he even said, he's like, he could price some of this stuff higher and get more money for it. But he's like, I don't need that, it's just, he's like, I sell it, I get it gone, I fill it in with more stuff and, so on and so forth. He always has great prices. So I always end up walking out there with massive stacks of books. And there's so much more I could have bought, but it's, when I'm finding all this stuff on my list and I have to go, okay, I got to focus. Like I'm not going to work on Fantastic Four stuff today because that would be another 50 books added to this.
Right.
Like I'm not going to work on as much as like Aquaman, like that would be another 20 books added on here. Like Valiant, that's going to be another 40 or 50. Like, even focusing on the stuff I focused on, I still walked out with 100 books just about. So I didn't have that much discipline.
That's good.
So it turned out when I was going through my All-Star Squadron that I did not have it complete, that there's 2 more issues I need. So I picked up one of them, issue 22.
Nice.
So, then there's the one that Gary, graciously had picked up for me.
Is that the last one you need?
No, I need one more. I need issue 25, which is which one of the guys there, one of the guys there had a copy of it, but I just wasn't willing to spend like $30 on it.
Is there anything special about 25?
It's the first appearance of Infinity Inc. and all of those characters, like first Jade, first Obsidian, first Nucleon.
Okay. I don't know if that was in the box we had or not. I'll have to
Yeah.
look.
I just today with all the other stuff I got, I was like, I can't drop $30 on that with all this other I'm getting. But if that's the last one I need, I'll find a copy of it. And all the rest of this, is, well, I'll go through this. So a book that I like and have been working on completing the run is Sandman Mystery Theater. So I got a stack of them. I'll just show just go through them real quick. If there's anyone you want me to like hold the cover up a little bit longer, just let me know. So I got, because some of them have some real cool covers. So I got number 5.
Yeah, they are good. I just finished that last year. I needed 2 books, like 17 and 50. And I have,
I think I need, let me look at my list. I need probably about 20 more issues. Yeah, 7,
Nice.
8,
Okay.
9,
Very good.
15, 36.
Yes, everybody listen to Richard.
Yes, very much so. 37, 39. And these covers are like, create such a good mood. 40. And I like these few coming up are interesting. 41.
Yep.
42. 43. I think this one's pretty cool. 44.
Yeah.
This one is 45. 49. 54, which
That one's cool. I like that one.
Which
Mm-hmm.
when I got home, I was like, oh shit, I think I already had that one. So this will go in the sell/trade box. 55 and 61.
Very nice.
Yeah, that one's cool.
And then I said I'll show half of the other half of the stuff off next week, but all the rest of this, all Justice League.
Look forward to it.
So these two, JLA 1 and 2.
That
Nice.
one is such a great cover.
Yeah, that's iconic. And I don't, when this series came out, I don't know why I didn't pick up 1 and 2. Like I started picking it up with, issue 3, I think. I don't know why I didn't pick up 1 and 2. And it's just, been one of those ones like, yeah, I got to get 1 and 2. I got to complete it. And finally I'm digging through like, oh, they're here for $1. Like,
So did that finish it for you now?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that finishes it. I think I got to check to make sure I got.
It went to like
last
125.
couple
I think it went to like 125 or something.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I got it all. I just have to have to double check. And then the original Justice League series, 156.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It is, Richard. And the other thing, but the one thing that sucks when you're going through these bins is when there's like a series that you only need 1 or 2 issues of, and you like, I need issue 16, and you're like, oh, 11, 12, 13.
And you get all excited.
15, 17. God damn it, where's 16?
Sergeant Rock 320 and 323 is killing me.
Yeah.
There's no big deal about them. And if I do find them, they're beat to hell, and I'm not buying them beat to hell because I don't upgrade them. But Sergeant Rock 320, 323, not big deal books. Just can't find the sumbitch.
And there were a couple earlier Justice Leagues he had there, but I was like, you know what, these ones are beat to, like you said, beat to hell. I'm like, even for $1, they're beat up. I'll just, this awesome Martian Manhunter,
Yeah, that's great.
From pre-crisis, before they decided that he was the last Martian, and there was actually still a bunch of them. 232 with Justice Society crossover.
I believe that's the last one too.
The last what?
Issue of it?
The last JLA JSA crossover.
Oh yeah, I think so because then it went into the Detroit League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
235.
Yep.
Which, the Detroit League wasn't good, but it's like, if I'm going to complete the run, I'm going to complete the run.
Yeah.
237.
I love that cover.
Yeah. 239.
Yeah.
240. 241.
Yeah.
I know you'll like this one.
Oh, yeah.
I think this was one of my top Aquaman covers when we did that.
It was one of mine, too. Yep.
Yeah.
Or top Mara covers.
Yeah, it was Mara.
243.
Yeah.
This is a good one. 248.
Yeah, that's a really great one.
253. 254. 255.
Oh, Talking Geek.
250.
He likes the Detroit League.
And 260. And then it only went to what?
261.
261, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a lot from there.
You did good.
Guys, always good to you.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to. I was having this stack, and he comes up and hands me a short box. He's like, "You want this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I probably need it." And I go up, and I went up to the counter. He's like, "How many are in there?" I went, "I don't know. I was afraid to count." And then I counted them there. I was like, 92. I was like, plus these books that are like a couple $5 books and a $10 book. And then I was like, oh yeah, and give me that. I won't show it off now because it's a book that I got just for the giveaway. But yeah, the 243.
Yeah.
For the giveaway for June. But again, he's always good. Charge me a lot less than what the total amount would have been if he didn't make deals. And then I got a bunch of issues for the Justice League Volume 2, which was Justice League / Justice League International / Justice League America, which I'm very close to completing that now.
Cooey.
Yeah, 35.
That's a great fun issue.
Yeah, and
that one and the one before it's 2-parter.
Yeah, and Homage 161.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. That cover looks really familiar. Can you hold that up again? Kind of reminds me of that one.
Huh. Why do you just have that like right there?
Because he's Uncle Gary.
Yeah. That one, 62. Now this is the part of this is around this. This is one. It wasn't Giffen and DeMatteis anymore, and it stopped being the comedy book that it was and went back to being just more of a standard superhero team.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, you bought a short box of comics. Yeah, I mean, well, Keith knows every time I go there, I'm buying a big stack of stuff. But yeah, this is when it went back to being, like I said, a standard kind of superhero thing. Though when you see the League, I mean, I like the characters. Guy Gardner, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Ice, Maxima, Superman. It's not really what you would think of as a powerhouse Justice League. I mean, it's better than the Detroit League. Sorry, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah, 62, and this was the stuff leading up to Doomsday too. 63, 64. And I kind of like this, on these issues where they were doing the floating on the side like they used to do, like back in the 70s. 66, 67, 82, 91. I think this is after Ice died, isn't it?
I think so. Yes, it is.
92.
Yeah, we've done that in the past.
I spent less than $90, but yeah,
you're good.
Who knows? I'll be up there for LotCon, so I have to bring my cash.
You coming next week too for Free Comic Book Day, right?
No, not for that one, but I'll be there.
I thought you were getting that thing signed.
I'm going to give it to Sal to bring up.
Sal.
95. This is when the League got really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crimson Fox in there. Yeah.
Yeah. 98 with Jamie's boy.
Yeah.
The Devil. Speak of the Blue Devil.
99. And I'll say this was not my favorite iteration of Hawkman, but it's probably my favorite Hawkman costume. I just really like the black pants on him.
Yeah, he looked pretty cool.
105, 111, and this wasn't the last issue of the series, but it was pretty close to the end. 112, and it's I mean, you can see it's not great looking.
No, not great art.
But you know what? When you're going for the complete run,
you got to get them all.
Bigger, go home.
Yeah, you gotta have all of them. So that's it. for that, like I said, I'll show the rest off next week. Because next week it's some more DC, and then it's actually, and then I got some Marvel and some Image, and it's not like big chunks of stuff like that was.
All right. Well, that will end it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for joining us on Comics Unleashed. Thank you for taking a little bit of time on your Saturday night to see what we bought this week. Guys, go out there, get some comics, read them, love them, talk about us, tell your friends about us. Let's all have a community. Let's keep it going. Once again, I am Jamie J-Dub. With me, as always, is Dan, Kelly, and Uncle Gary himself. So for the showcase tonight, what's the surprise keyword?
Well, there is no surprise keyword, but maybe we'll let people vote. Maybe Dan wants to have input. It's either gonna be a smattering of the first 50 issues of Justice League of America or of Aquaman. So what do people want to see? So I don't know that I can't remember for sure if I've shown the first issues of Justice League there. I just pulled that one out just because Dan had the cover that was was an homage to. But I know
I don't think you've done Justice League.
Yeah,
I feel like you've done Aquaman
either. We haven't done Aquaman. Dan checked.
Oh, we haven't? Okay.
We haven't done the Silver Age Aquaman.
No, okay. I didn't know we haven't.
Yeah. So we'll see if anybody has any input, or if nobody chimes in, then I'll let Dan be the decider.
Yeah, we have not done. I'm checking the spreadsheet. We have not done Aquaman. I thought we had, but I was.
Yep.
Excuse me, I was mistaken. I don't think we did early Justice League.
I don't think we have either.
No, I know.
No.
Everyone's kind of being unanimous right now.
Okay, it's Justice League. That would be a good symmetry, considering that Dan showed so many of the other issues of.
Yes.
So
good synergy.
There you go.
All right. Well, everyone, stick around for Uncle Gary's showcase. I'm gonna get you all set up, sir.
All righty. Let's do it.
And we will see you probably in 10 seconds.
All right. Do it. Let's do it. All right. Welcome to Uncle Gary's Showcase. Here we are. Today we are going to look at some of the early issues of Justice League of America. So we'll have a smattering of the first 50 issues. We'll see. If your appetite's hearty, maybe I'll show them all. We'll see. But, just to whet the appetite, it's not one of the early issues, but there's annual 1, in case anybody cared, volume 1.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Nice shape. And all these annuals, they were bought by me off the rack back in the day. Here's annual 2.
I think that's one of the first Justice Leagues that I remember getting.
1984. How old were you then?
5.
Wow. All right. And here's annual 3. So,
that's a cool cover.
So I just have them there because they were. I have the annuals in the front when I have issues, and we'll see if any of these.
When I do mine, I always put the annuals at the end of the run. You put them at the beginning.
Well, when they're a box, because they protect the other issues.
Gotcha.
So if the end of the box gets damaged, that's the annuals getting damaged. So, but when I have them in shelves or something like that, I have the annuals at the end. So, how about that?
Yeah, these nice. DC does love chessboards, and
they do love chessboards. Again, there's no issue number on here, so this is part of that era where the shop owners are like, we've been getting this book, and yeah, you've been getting that book, but when it says number 1 on it, they can say, no, we ain't been getting that book.
You know what? Next, I'll help you out. Next time I'm down there, I'll make sure to write 1 on it. No, you don't have to.
But
then you could send it off to. I'll send it off to CGC, and I'll get it graded.
Dan Kelly art.
That it's a remark.
It's a remark. There you go. All right. Well, if you can find this box, good luck. All right. So, number 2 is a really cool cover. You don't see all the time.
Yeah, that is cool.
Mm-hmm. So
I
JLA.
like the way I like the background color where it's not one solid color.
Right. Yep. It's like a misty pink morning wherever the hell they are. JLA 3. Early Kanjar row.
Yeah.
Maybe even first Kanjar row. Black cover too. So JLA 3. This was one that I upgraded not long ago. Number 4, Doom of the Star Diamond, green arrow joins.
Yeah. That's a good cover.
Mm-hmm. GLA 5, First Doctor Destiny. And Gravity Went Wild. At some point, I upgraded that book too and got an extra copy. So, JLA 6. And this is kind of neat
That
because
is a great cover. Because the tribute to the JSA, the All-Star cover.
yes, it is very good. That's exactly where I was going. And I have the All-Star. I think it's 43.
Of course.
So I have All-Star 43 that this is a homage to. So very good. Dan's on his business. He knows.
That might be an interesting showcase for the future, maybe down the road, because it would probably be a lot for you to get them all out, but to do stuff where it's like, here's the original cover and then here's the tribute cover for it.
Yeah, that's a lot of hunting them down. But yeah, it would be great. I get you. Funhouse Mirror one. the JLA logo. That's one of the greatest logos out there.
It is.
The shield. Come on, man.
Hold that up again.
Mm-hmm.
That's Wonder Woman. That's Wonder Woman looking like Big Bertha from Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yep, it sure is.
Look at green arrow on that too.
Yeah, a little stumpy thing. The green eye. It's a Funhouse Mirror. Here we go. 8 for sale. The Justice League, and these are all decent copies. So
yeah, that's nice looking.
Mm-hmm. Very happy. This was the original Origin, number 9.
That's cool.
And at some point, I did upgrade this. I had a copy that wasn't as nice. So
yeah, because they didn't even do their Origin in the first appearance in Brave and the Bold. It was Starro.
Right. Yeah, that's right, because they already had the communicators and everything else.
Yeah.
So there's Felix Faust.
And the first Superman and Batman on Justice League cover.
I guess you're right. Yep, sure is. They needed to fill out 10 fingers or 9 fingers. He's got a thumb that doesn't have a little person on it. So even got Snapper Car. Snapper Car even made it on the cover. I guess that's first Snapper Car cover. There we go, 11. The Demon.
There's like one guy out there in the world that's a Snapper Car fan that has that just because this is the first Snapper Car, cover. Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, this was another one that at some point I'd upgraded. Yep. Maybe the first Dr. Light. Maybe. I'm not 100.
Let me check on that.
Yeah. That was the 12, I think. Yeah, it's JLA 12. JLA 12. Okay.
Yep, first Dr. Light.
There we go. You remember. This is one I upgraded to at one point.
What's Dr. Light's first name?
Was it Adam?
Shares the first name with a member of the Justice League.
God. Adam, Steven. Well, let me think about it for a while. It maybe come to me. I should know it.
He's a character close to your heart.
Oh yeah, duh. It's Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur Light, I think, and that is.
Yeah.
Arthur. Yep. There we go. Yes, this one is really nice shape. Look at that. Look at those pretty colors. 14. I can't remember if I upgraded this or not, but this is a first Adam. Yeah, this is an upgrade for me.
Yeah, when Adam joins.
Mm-hmm.
I love the red, white, and blue logo on that one.
Yeah, I do too. Again, one of the greatest comic logos there is. 15 Untouchable Aliens.
They fight Easter Island.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it was based on. 16. For a long time, this was my oldest Justice League book. For when I was first collecting, I had this book, and I don't think I've upgraded this one. I think this is that one I had that for so long was my oldest book that I had in the JLA. First Tornado Tyrant.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And this is the entity that got into the Android Red Tornado.
Yeah.
Modern Red Tornado. 18. So.
Oh, that's cool.
So who do you think? Who's like
Adam?
That's the Atom. That's right.
Because they did one. They did a 2-part story in when George Perez was the artist, where it was like the big ad. But I don't think that one was. If I remember right, it wasn't the Atom that got big. It was all the rest of them that got small.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happened in that one too.
Yeah, it was like a little, like the Lilliputian kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right, here's JLA 19. I upgraded this, and something that's interesting about this upgrade. Look at Wonder Woman's britches.
Oh yeah, miscolored.
And on the one that I upgraded from, they were colored. She had the color in her britches.
Now, which issue is that? I want
19.
19. I got to look that up and see if that's a known error.
Yeah, so it's just kind of funny that the copy I had that was lesser did not have, that the coloring was correct on it. So that was just an interesting little tidbit. This is one I do need to upgrade. There's 20.
Now the one that because I just looked it up, and the cover that I looked up, it has it where it's not colored. Was there a possibility that the one that you had to upgrade from, that someone just colored it in?
No.
Huh? That's interesting.
No. So it was very interesting. So this one I will upgrade at some point. I just hadn't yet. But
it's cool.
Still, it's good enough. This one I have upgraded, number 21. And this is a pretty nice copy.
Oh, that's such a great cover.
Yeah.
The cover.
Look at that. It's a little bit of damage by the code. A little bit of flip back there, but the colors are great on this. I'm really happy with this.
I love that purple background.
Yeah. And again, we talk about iconic covers. Here you go, man. Look at that. That's really good. So that's 21. And there's 22. This one, cool. I could stand upgrade this one. This one's a little beat.
Yeah, but that's such a nice cover.
Yeah, the colors are good though on it.
Yeah. So, that blue really pops.
Yeah, it sure does. So that's one thing that I've been hesitant on it, is because damn man, the colors are so good on this one. I see what you mean on the spine. Yeah, the spine was beat a little bit. This is a beautiful copy of 23. Yeah. Look at that. First Queen Bee. Yeah. I think her name was Zarella, something like that. 24 here also needs to be upgraded. Spine. Yeah. So another Kanjar Row cover. So
it's always interesting, when the league got, because at that point they had 7 members, that the main 7 members, when you look at it and you're like, all right, yeah.
9.
Who's not on the cover? Oh, is it 9?
9, because you had the Atom and Hawkman. I mean, I'm sorry, you had the Atom and Green Arrow too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I meant like the main ones, not including Superman and Batman.
Okay. So Superman and Batman are in more now, though. They are more prominent now.
But it's always interesting looking at the covers on the team books like that. Like, all right, who's not on the cover? Who is?
All right. Well, we're halfway through, so I guess let's just keep going. Here's 26. There's a Despero one. I did upgrade that not long ago, or that's been upgraded. So that's pretty happy with that copy.
I also have that book. My copy is not as nice as that one. That's my oldest issue of Justice League. Okay.
Right. I remember you showing that. Absolutely. All right. So let's move.
But mine's beat up enough that on my list of all the books I need, I still have that one listed on there because I'm like, yeah, I got to get it.
Because it's so beat up.
Yeah.
This is one I upgraded to. Here's a 27.
Yeah. And I got that one too.
Yeah. So, but this is part of the sickness where I'm spending money on books I already have. So.
Oh, actually, I take it back. I just looked at my list. I don't have those on there. So even though they're beat up, I realize upgrading it would be pricey.
Yeah, these can be a little pricey. So this one I could stand upgrade down there. There's a little bit of damage in that corner, but the colors are good. 28. So
but I feel like if you're gonna do a run, if you're like gonna try and complete a run, like I'm working on Avengers, Sal's working on X-Men. If you want to complete a run on a classic series, looking at Justice League, like issue 1's going to be a bunch of money, and there's going to be some big money ones, but compared to a book like Avengers or a book like X-Men or some of them, you could spend less money and get a complete run of Justice League cheaper than you could some of those books, because Justice League doesn't have the first appearances like those other books, because Avengers,
because these heroes were established already. Yes.
Yeah, because Avengers has got like first Black Knight, first Wonder Man, first Vision, and all that. And Justice League is no, we're having them in other books, and then we're putting them in here. Like the first appearances are all villains,
right? And so my number one, I like the shape; it's good, but there is tape. There's tape down the spine.
Yeah,
I had considered upgrading it, but it's just I can live with that tape. You know what? It's the rest of the book is so nice, and this is pricey. If I was going to try to get a book that looked better, if I was going to try to get one that looked better than this, and I was just getting it because of the tape, then it's just that's cost prohibitive. So I'm not going to do it, and I can live with that, and that's just fine. All right. So here's the next.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's 29. So this is the next of the annual team ups.
I love the Dr. Fate shooting the little lightning bolts out of his fingertips.
Yep. Breaking their table, 29. And this was the, Earth 3.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so this is, at some point, I'd upgraded that one too. So that one
I will say that the redesign they gave Owlman later on was much needed.
Oh, absolutely. So here's where Hawkman joined, the Riddle of the Runaway Room.
Oh, that's a cool
one. Very neat. So now Hawkman is a member of the league. God, this was one I'd had going way back to Brainwave.
Nice. That's one I actually
Brainstorm.
And this is when the Batman show was on, right? This is when they were
not yet. You'll see, which will be really interesting. You'll be able to tell when the Batman show is on. So,
yeah, because it's because when it started, he was on every cover, and then as soon as it ended, like, oh, no more Batman on the covers.
Well, he's not just on every cover; it's how he's on every cover.
Yeah,
and you will, like I said, we'll get to that point where you see. Yeah, I upgraded it. This one's beautiful too. Look at the white. I had one that was kind of dingy.
Yeah, and those old covers with the white backgrounds are hard to find. There's that one issue of Avengers, which it's a common book, but it's hard to find, where it's really nice. It's like the whole background is white, and then it's just that little group of like Cap and Cersei and Quasar and stuff in the middle but there's so much white on it that it's hard to find a crisp copy.
Yeah, this is one I'd had water damage on one of these, and I got a better copy, so I'm happy with that
cover.
All right, see how Batman is on this one.
Yeah,
we're starting to get a trend here. It's 41, 36. Yeah,
that looks like one of those old pre-code horror monster.
Yeah, kind of. Love and again the great GLA logo. And this is 37. This is the next JLA JSA crossover.
Love it.
Mr. Terrific on this one, and that was just a one-issue crossover. 37.
Those old costume designs were so good. I feel like I see these artists that redesign costumes now, and some of them are okay, but they're just they're nowhere near as good as these old classic costumes.
No, I agree. I was talking with Liz today about how cool the Adam Strange costume is.
Yes,
this one is in definite need of an upgrade. Got to get to work. I got to get to work on this. Yeah.
It's still not bad looking though.
Yeah, the white is a little dingy, but
Martian Emperor's floating head there looks I don't know. It looks kind of weird. Looks like a potato that they carved a face.
Well,
in.
because this is like the Lawless League of Earth A, so it's
Oh yeah.
so it's not the regular, it's alternate versions. All right, here's a giant size. This is the first giant size they did, and these were reprinted stories.
But like you said before, that was there weren't comic shops around then. There weren't comic shows where you could go buy back issues that unless you happened to find stuff that was still shoved in the back of the racks on the newsstand. Like that was the only way to be able to read the old stories.
There were old used bookstores that used to carry old comics like this, so that's where you would have to go. Mm-hmm. And in the 50s, I would look. You talk about taking time machine, buying the books off the rack. That's cool, but evidently the 50s New York was a great place to find old comics, like the old Golden Age comics and all. They would have the back issues there, and people would peruse it. And I know of certain collections, like some heritage collections that were auctioned off, and a lot of these books were found by these guys that were young and that were like 20, early 20s or something in the 50s in New York, had found a lot of these books in those kind of shops. So
it's the stuff that every collector dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So here's JLA 39, which is, like I said, the giant size. So all right, so we just got about 11 more and we'll be done, since we're doing a deep dive in the JLA. You're getting the first 50 JLAs. Here is 40. 40 could stand to be upgraded to. Got that crease there.
Yeah, I see the bends on the.
Mm-hmm. There. Yeah. So, and a little bit of dinge on the spine. So there's another book that. And I do have a list of what I need to upgrade. So it's just every now and then I have other priorities. This book, I ain't no need to upgrade this. Look how perfect that is.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. Now I did, and this book I had upgraded from what I had. But
now the way that Green Lantern is snapped back in that, if that happened to you in real life, anybody would be like, "Yep, you're dead."
Well, his ring protects him.
Snap, crackle, pop there.
Yeah, his ring must have protected him, and that's the first key. That's the first. Yeah. That's the first key. You know what Metamorpho said? He said no.
Oh yeah. Hell no.
Yeah, he said no. At least he didn't call them jive turkeys when he said no. Like Black Lightning did. So, all right. First Royal Flush Gang. Yeah, this is another one that I got a better copy of eventually. And we got Go-Go Checks.
And the logo's different on that.
Yeah, one. The logo changed. And now we got Go-Go Checks, and now we got Batman starting.
Batman looks a little chunky on that.
He did. He's gotten off his routine. That TV show.
He got into the pouch on his belt. They had the snacks.
There you go. Look how Batman is on that one.
Oh man.
Yeah, right in the front. Larger than life. The other two are too, but anyway. So Batman, but 42. Here we go. I wonder what character will really be featured in this one.
I've got a copy of that one too, though. Again, mine
Shaggy Man.
Nowhere near as nice as yours.
Yeah, this one's pretty decent. Yeah. So it's first Shaggy Man. So that's good. You got the first Shaggy Man. Yep. Oh, this was a cool one. 46. I wonder if Batman will be prominent here. Oh, look, there we go. Yeah.
Wow.
And what was the TV show famous for?
Oh yeah, the sock.
Pal, Thud, yep. So we are.
Yeah, Wildcat and Sandman too. Nice.
Yeah, we are leaning really heavy on the TV show on this one here. So, yeah. And here we go. If we're going to have one leaguer at this point who's really prominent, I wonder who that might be. Good copy, though. This is a very nice copy. Yeah. 47, the floating heads again. Love floating heads.
And you're looking at like, what is he swinging on if he's in space? What is he? Has he got a batarang wrapped around a star?
Listen, how many times have I told you not to confuse things with the facts?
Who was it? Grant Morrison was it Grant Morrison that had the quote where he said, you give a comic to a kid and and they don't question like, yeah, Superman flies and Spider-Man sticks to walls, and like they don't take it seriously. They know that, yeah, this is fake, this isn't real. Then you get adults that read it and they have to have these detailed explanations like, oh well, he absorbs the solar rays and this and that. He's like it's you don't have to explain this stuff. Just be like kids. They understand. It's fake, it's fun.
Absolutely. Well, the last issue of the 261 issue JLA Volume 1 that I needed was this one, 48. 48 finished. It was a giant size. Those were always harder to find. Interestingly, because we're doing these, like these JLA 2 down there, there's 3, and then that is Brave and the Bold 29 that we're doing here. But they went to they pulled out the old logo for the giant size. So that was interesting.
Love the purple in the background too.
Mm-hmm. So, but this was the last issue I needed to complete Volume 1 of JLA. So now
it would be interesting if you could like go back and talk to the guys when they put those reprint ones out and say, how did you pick which ones you were going to reprint?
Well, they did. At this point, it's just they were doing really early ones. And again, Batman front and center. I wonder if he'll be front and center on this. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
There's 49. So another Felix Faust cover. And again, this one, pretty good shape. So the vast majority of these are in just fine shape. I don't need to worry about. And this one, God, this one is really good too. 50. Lord of Time.
Wow.
Again, Batman, prominent. Even got Robin on this cover. So, but JLA 50. Yeah. Look at those eyes. He's a little cross-eyed, isn't he?
Yeah.
Little beady eyes close together there.
It looks like a character out of what's his name out of Spaceballs.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't he? All right. Yeah, I know. Well, the legacy numbers, it seemed like it was too big of a hurdle for new people to get, and they figured out that these first issues sell, and all that. So it became it's a cash thing. It's a money thing. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. First 50 issues of the Justice League of America. So thank you for that. And they're in a special box with the first, and then Volume 1 of Aquaman that went to 57 issues or 63 issues because they relaunched, but it originally stopped at 56 issues. So,
well, that was fantastic going through. I mean, the DC's, one of their flagship books.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Well, look, again, this book may be the reason we have the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Because if that legendary mythical golf game had not happened between Leibowitz and Goodman for Marvel, and Leibowitz bragging about the sales of the Justice League, he may not go back to Stan Lee, who's getting ready to leave, and say, Stan, I need some kind of superhero team book. And his wife says, well, Stan, before you go, Stan's wife said, well, maybe write a book the way you want to do it. If you're getting ready to leave anyway, just do that. And he writes FF1. So,
and I've seen a story, and it's like, yeah, that story, it's a nice story, but it probably didn't really happen. This, I'm like, you know what, man? There's no need to let the truth get in the way of a great story.
Well, and that's true. And you know what? We don't know that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
We don't know that it didn't happen. And a lot of times where you have something that is so oft repeated, it makes me think that there's a reason for that story. So I believe it did happen. So
I like to think that there's some nugget of truth in it because
me too.
Story.
Yep, absolutely. It is way too good a story to not hope that that's the case. So without a doubt.
Well, thank you for showing those. That is
absolutely
a fantastic run to go with. So thank you again to everyone for joining us. And make sure to check us back out. We'll be back on next week for the podcast on Wednesday. I think you and Mike are on again this coming week.
We're on Wednesday. Let's see. What are we reviewing? the site that Sonny usually reads on is down. We were going to do Pride and Joy by Garth Ennis.
I found it for him on there. It doesn't have issue 1, but it's got 2, 3, and 4.
A Pride and Joy?
Yes.
How can you not have issue 1?
There's occasionally issues on there where it doesn't have them, like where you click on it and there's like an error. So I don't know why it doesn't have 1, but it did have 2, 3, and 4.
Okay. We pivoted and we are going to do Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76.
And I actually saw Pride and Joy. I saw the issues around when I was at Time Warp today. It didn't have all 4.
Have you read it?
I got it. No. If I would have,
so good.
If I would have
so
seen
damn good. It's been collected in a thin little trade. It has been collected.
Anyway, so check us out for the podcast next Wednesday. The character of the week next Thursday. We're doing Winter Soldier, and then we'll all be back here next Saturday. And the Meatball King himself, Sal, will be back with us.
All right,
Comics Unleashed. So
Captain Marinara.
Yeah, Captain Marinara. All right, thank you everyone, and have a great rest of your weekend.